My name is Nikki Wood, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. And I had uterine cancer. After I got married, my husband and I had fun for like a year, and then we tried to get pregnant and just could not get pregnant. And so we did try to on our own for like 2 years, and then we went to see Dr. Schnorr here in Charleston. And actually, before we went to see Dr. Schnorr, my own OBGYN tried to do everything she could, you know, Clomid, whatever, to try and get the process started, but nothing was working. So we went to see Dr. Schnorr, and when we got in there, he did an ultrasound, and he said, you have a fibroid blocking your uterus 90%. So basically nothing was getting past this fibroid. And he told me that it was, in his words, it was like real estate Manhattan, and that fibroid was location, location, location. So nothing was getting past it. So they said, we'll go in, we'll scrape out the fibroid, and you should be good to go. So when they went in to cut the fibroid out, my OB was with him. Actually, they both did this, and they found a little polyp. They didn't think it was anything at all. They just cut it out to be safe. And I knew after like 2 weeks, fibroids are benign, and I knew after like 2 weeks, I still hadn't heard from pathology. And so when my doctor called me, she's like, you need to come in. And I was like, I knew something was wrong. I said, am I gonna die? And she said, not from this. So I got in there, my husband came, and she told me that I had uterine cancer, and that they thought they got it all, and they had no idea it was gonna be uterine cancer. So obviously I was freaking out. I wanted to go ahead and get a hysterectomy because the word cancer scared me, and even though I knew nothing about it. I'm the only case like mine in the United States, because when women my age get uterine cancer, they're usually morbidly obese, and I had definitely chubbed up from fertility and wine. So they all got together, they went to tumor board at MUSC, and they wanted to try and save my uterus, is what they called it. So after they talked to me about it, I did not want to. I was so scared. I finally was like, I wanted my own family really badly, and so I was willing to do whatever. So they actually put in a Mirena IUD, which keeps cancer cells at bay in a woman, which a lot of people do not know. I didn't know. And so it took about a year for all the cancer to go away. They did a biopsy like every 3 months, a DNC actually, so they had put me under. And in the summertime when I had my first one, it had come back with hyperplasia, which is precancerous cells. So another 6 months went by, and we had one more biopsy, and it was gone. And that was Christmas time, and I was absolutely ecstatic, so psyched. And so we were about to start the fertility process again. They wanted to put me on a diet to kind of get rid of the fertility weight. And so we were 20 days into my diet, and we were about to start the process again, and they came back and told me I needed a donor egg because my eggs were bad. And then that was a huge gut punch, because it was just one thing after the other. So when I finally wrapped my mind around, it's fine, I'll do a donor egg, I felt like I needed another biopsy, and I am obviously not one who's like in touch with my body or anything like that. And my fertility nurse was actually didn't want me to. She's like, you just had one. So when I went back and got one, it had come back, and it had come back really aggressively. So I had to have a full hysterectomy, which sent me into surgical menopause, which I am in now. And scary enough, we knew we were having problems having a baby, but there was really no sign for me at all. Would never have known, except really heavy periods. But now we know that it was probably cancer, but we just attributed it to that huge fibroid. So to know that you're going to be okay no matter what, I think people don't realize how strong they are until they have to be strong, and it's very scary to hear the word cancer. And when I heard it, I immediately jumped to, I'm getting a hysterectomy, without knowing the facts. And my other advice to someone is to not get on the internet and Google. That's the one thing that my doctors told me. I have a lot of anxiety, more so before my hysterectomy, but I just listened to them, and I trusted them, and have faith in God. And I just went in, and I was like, I'm gonna be fine. And I'm not like into the secret or anything like the, you know, put it out to the universe. I'm really not, but there is something to be said for having a positive attitude